Hey, Aries, intuitive soul coach here with your January 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aries, welcome to 2024. We'll be taking a look here at the energies of the past that are influencing you right at this moment. We'll take a look at your heart, your money, your health. We'll look at it all and see what's showing up for you in the month of January and how to best utilize the energies presented. Welcome to 2024. If you haven't already checked out your yearly reading, I definitely suggest you do so. I will post that playlist at the end of the video. I will link it in the video here. Now, starting off, you have the Death card. This is the energy of the past. So a lot of you are wrapping up cycles. There may have been some quick endings that may have occurred here because the death energy is quick transformation. So Aries, in the past, there may have been some major endings that you've dealt with, and they may still be affecting your present energy. You've gone through a major spiritual growth period and you've had to transition. Now, death is all about endings, bringing in new beginnings. This death energy is unavoidable. It's a major arcana that represents a major shift and transformation in your life. This could be the ending of a job, a relationship. It could be an ending of an old lifestyle. Perhaps you went from single to in a relationship. Maybe you went from not being a parent to a parent. So this is a major transition into a new beginning. So this is the energy of the past. And let's take a look at some of the lessons out of this ending or transformation that you've gone through. The lessons from the death here have to do with the Seven of Pentacles. This is growth. Something that has ended here in the recent past, it wasn't productive, or you were not receiving abundance back in return. Maybe you weren't receiving love in return. You weren't getting basically what you were putting into something, and therefore it was imbalanced, causing it to spiral down, and maybe it caused an abrupt ending here. It could have felt one-sided. Maybe it was someone else didn't think that you were putting in the effort and you were fired from a job, or it could be that there was someone around you who just wasn't showing up in their highest energy, their highest frequency, and for whatever reason it wasn't aligning with yours, and it caused something to end or to shift, okay? Because this can be a shifting of energy, a transmutation of energy. So something has gone a little bit stagnant or stale, and the lesson here is around reflecting, right? Reflecting on where you're putting your energy, how you are receiving energy as well. And the Seven of Pentacles, Aries, is my course correction card. So something needed to come to an end, and it ultimately affected the course that you were on. And I feel like this was destined. Yeah, because you have the Tower here. There is something here that was meant to happen, even if it was challenging or difficult. Some of you, this was a death of a loved one, or again, just an abrupt possible ending or transformation that had occurred. Maybe you saw this death coming. For others of you, I felt like you were more ready than you thought. It's like when it came, it may have been a surprise, but on a deep level, because 7 is a spiritual number. This is about having that inner awareness, and the lessons around it are huge. Even if you can't quite see all of the silver linings that have come from some sort of an ending, I feel like it's really quite wonderful, because you are moving towards that 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, more. There's going to be work, right? There's going to be a little bit of work that comes from some sort of ending here, but I feel like it's the work you're putting into it, it's going to pay off in big ways. It's going to pay off towards that 9 and that 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this has been quite some time in the making. Maybe it was a relationship you were in for 20 years that came to an end. Perhaps it was a relationship with a family member where there was a loss of a loved one and you've been with that person for 40 years, or you've been their daughter or their son for 40 years. I feel for a lot of you, this Seven of Pentacles is a huge teachable moment to some sort of loss in the past. So kudos to you, Aries, because this is when we really evolve. You know, it's not that we go through all the highs of highs and the happy rainbow unicorn and then we're spiritually evolved. No, it's through this death and transformation, the major, huge pivotal moments in our lives that really shift us and shape us into part of who we're supposed to be here on earth. So your aspirations at this time, I mean, you're in a good spot. So even though this ended here, it allowed you to see situations clearly, and you have the Ace of Wands, which is beautiful. There is your ending, bringing in a new beginning. You're saying, I'm going to course correct, I'm going to shift, and now I'm going to focus on A, B, or C, or all of the above. I'm going to focus on bettering my health. I'm going to focus on putting my attention towards things that I'm passionate about. I'm going to focus my energy here on dreaming and desire and reinventing myself and my creativity and my goals and my career and my sense of purpose. So when this shows up here, again, this is your current aspirations, not just now, but for the next 12 months as well. And I feel like you're in a good spot, and you can see that she's opening up this book and there's a huge flower that is growing from it. So we can look at this as the book of wisdom, right? This can be our Akashic records. There's something growing, and I feel like you have completed or accomplished something quite significant in your life here. So big aspirations where you're planting the seeds, but I see that you're going to grow into really an abundant way. All right. What empowers you? The Tower. That empowers you. We've all been through a tower, whether this is something unexpectedly that comes in and shakes up your world. Okay, it can be a relationship that was built on a faulty foundation, or there was a job that ended abruptly. The Tower doesn't always have to be negative, and it certainly looks with your surrounding cards that it could have actually been a powerful change for the better here. Maybe it was that relationship where someone was honest and disloyal and you found out sooner rather than later. Boom. You walked in and you saw someone. Maybe you walked into work and someone was fired on the spot, right? The Tower can also be unexpected news of, it could be pregnancy, it could be a move, it could be, a family member. This is something big, but this inspires you. So when we can feel inspired by the unexpected changes instead of clinging to the change, that is really huge. And that may have been a big lesson that you've learned from the endings that you've gone through in the past. Okay, so this is empowering you to reach goals. And even though something has been crumbling down around you here, I feel like you see the new opportunities that are coming from this. You're seeing that you didn't want to work for that job anyway, so you're glad that you were let go because it's allowing you to go off and build your business, or it's allowing you to make that change in that move that you've always wanted to make, right? So there's some big shifts happening here, and it looks with your surrounding cards, this Tower is a good thing, right? Even though the Tower hasn't always been good in the past, it's actually allowing you to have these new beginnings, because the mindset that you may be taking on is, what do I have to lose? I may not be here tomorrow, so I might as well do it today, right? And I feel like it's not that you are being a risk taker without thinking things through logically or rationally or emotionally, but you're also living like you're dying. It's kind of like that song, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I feel like you're doing things for today, because this could be you're seeing things kind of crumble down around you, or they have in the past, but someone could have had a health scare and you are now realizing, wow, I got to take better care of myself. So that health scare put me in a good position here to be mindful of what I eat or what I'm putting into my body. So I like the Tower showing up in that position for you. Now, what challenges are maybe currently showing up. You do have the Six of Wands. So it could be being or feeling overlooked. Some of you maybe even feeling shamed or shameful because of an experience that's ended. Some of you feel like a failure, maybe because, again, a relationship broke down, or maybe you were the catalyst in a situation and maybe you don't want to feel ridiculed, gossiped about, right? Whatever this situation is or was in the past here. Six of Wands is saying that this was a stepping stone. And when we can start to see it that way, that's the accomplishment. Because on the steps, right, on that ladder towards success, failure is right next to it, right? And failure is just a stepping stone to your achievements, right? But what you're doing is you get knocked down 5 times, you get up 6. And I feel like you're showing the world, or you're showing people what you're made of, right? Who you really are. And it's not from a place of ego, but it's a place of not letting other people shame you, humiliate you, or for you to feel overlooked. Because I feel part of you stepping into your power at this time is about this communal energy, communal achievement, or having that pat on the back from someone that you work with and saying, you know, hey, Aries, job well done. And maybe you haven't heard that. So recognition is a big part of some challenges that you have gone through, but it's not needing to be recognized from a place of ego. It's just nice to have that validation sometimes. And I like this because you actually see the 2 flowers and it almost looks like the same flowers here. So if you've been asking, will you get recognition for something? I feel like the answer is yes. All right. So relationships, let's take a look at relationships and emotions currently coming in. I mean, 9 of Cups, beautiful energy. This is emotional fulfillment when it comes to relationships that empower you. Why and how? Because you've already done the work at releasing people who aren't putting in any effort, right? You've started to build and solidify relationship where there's reciprocity. You've solidified relationships, or that is definitely where you're headed here, because the 9 of Cups can be the wish fulfillment card. This is about contentment. It's about happiness, success, abundance. When this is showing up in your emotions, in your emotion sector, in your relationships, this is beautiful. So there's something when it comes to a specific relationship, or maybe more than one in your life, Aries, that is really thriving, and you're setting the groundwork for this to be something that really lasts a long time, if not the rest of the time on earth here for you. It could be a friendship where you tend to always fall back and give this person a call, even if they're across the world, right? I feel like you and another person, you and a best friend, you and a family member, there is something very positive, very abundant, very happy around this energy. Some of you, there could even be a singled energy, okay? Because 9s can be a singular. So even if you are single at this time, I feel like you're focusing on your health, your career, you're focusing on being single and loving it. Awesome for you. And if there is a situation, a relationship that maybe came to an end, or one that was difficult, I feel like you're choosing your own happiness here. So this is quite beautiful. I'm also hearing that some of you Aries might get married. You might meet your soulmate, or you may find yourself in unexpected changes in 2024 that can really bring a lot of love to your life, okay? Bring a lot of love, bring a lot of partnerships and companionships. Now, career, work, and finances. King of Wands. Who are my entrepreneurs out there? Raise your hand. Business owners, creatives, boss, CEO. Even if you do not work for yourself, there is this energy of you being noticed for your creative endeavors, you having flexibility, or you having the freedom. When the King of Wands shows up in your career sector, this is all about being the best businessman or businesswoman that you can be, right? You're a leader. You're very passionate, very goal-oriented. I mean, this is you, Aries, right? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, I feel like you're embracing the energy of fire, fiery passion for what it is that you do to make a living. And a lot of you are seeing some big changes. If this death was an ending of an old job or an old career, I feel like the silver lining is bringing you to this King of Wands status. For those of you, if this was a relationship or something on a personal level, it's actually quite beneficial for your career. So this is good. I like the King of Wands showing up in your financial sector. Now, some of you as well, you could be traveling. This can be very adventurous. You could even be a motivational speaker, a spiritual influencer, a coach, a mentor. Even if you're doing something in the corporate world, you could be doing something on the side that has the potential to really change your world in a big way as well. All right, health and well-being. You have the devil. So who's cutting out some toxic tendencies? You are, Aries. So whatever attachments that you have, whatever devil energies or devil traits, this can be addictions. It can be obsessions. It can be materialism, fears, codependency, right? Anything that tempts us and attaches us to excess, right? Maybe it's overexpending, overindulging. Maybe it's binge watching too much Netflix or eating too much of that thing we really enjoy. Even exercise, we can do that to the extreme. And that's what this is all about here, is about you finding healthier options for yourself. And so when it comes to your health and well-being, you're definitely taking a look at some of those non-healthy things and how you can rearrange and how you can upgrade your wealth, or excuse me, your health, your well-being. So I like this. This is a great month to start to get focused on your health goals, your well-being, and not just physically. A lot of you, this is mentally as well, because it's been challenging at times, emotionally. If you're watching these videos, chances are you're a light worker, a star seed, you're a healer of some sort. You are spiritually in tune with what's going on, and you realize that there are certain people, places, or things that are unhealthy, and you're getting back on track here. All right. Now we have spiritual energy and inner fulfillment. 3 of Swords. Whoo, okay. I actually like the 3 of Swords showing up when it comes to spiritual energy, because what this means is some of you may have lost touch at times because of a situation that hurt you. Sometimes that's when we start to pray, right? That's when we call and ask for help from spirit, is when we're going through a difficult time. You tend to notice that when things are good, we don't always do tons of praying. We don't always do tons of connecting, right? We can certainly do our gratitude journals, but it's a lot of times when you need guidance, when you need extra prayers, when you need a miracle, when you ask. Now, what I'm getting from this energy, Aries, is a lot of you are realizing that you don't have to go in search of connecting to the divine. You're realizing that you are the divine, and that regardless of what's happening in your life, there is a holistic approach to you connecting to spirit. So it's more than just talking to God when you're down. But some of you, there was a cutoff. You may have even cursed God or your higher power at times. Some of you grew up in a very religious upbringing that may have just left you feeling very all over the place in the mind and the beliefs around your higher power. But I do see here you connecting and coming back into this energy of faith, of hope, of feeling like you are connected instead of second guessing. Okay. So again, this is showing up in your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment, but there could be some forgiveness that could even be blocking, or some pain that at times blocks that connection to spirit. And I feel it's important for you to understand that spirit wants the best for you. Your guides, your ancestors want what's in your highest good. And sometimes what's in our highest good, it can be painful, believe it or not, right? Sometimes that's part of what our soul, our higher self, already knows, But the egoic part of us gets stuck. And we tend to say, well, things aren't working out, right? I didn't get that job, or that person left me, or, my parents just crossed away and I'm going through a really difficult time and I don't know how to connect. That's something that you are really working on connecting on, again, a holistic point of view where you're able to see it from a higher perspective, literally a higher perspective. And you could be turning some of that pain into something quite spiritual. So for example, let's say you grew up in a very alcoholic household, and maybe you turn that pain into learning and understanding and helping other people by becoming an AODA, or alcoholic counselor, for others, right? Maybe you had grown up in a situation where there was some sort of trauma or abuse to women and children, and maybe you go on to help women and children in some way. So I feel like out of some sort of pain, you're turning it into gain, and it's part of your spiritual purpose. Powerful energy here, Aries. All right. This is about what you most need to focus on right now. Knight of Cups, opening up the heart chakra, right? This is about saying yes. I mean, the Knights are about action and Cups are about emotion, emotional fulfillment. And we see you have the 9 of Cups here in your energy. So what can we take action on today that really fulfills us? It satisfies us emotionally. Whether this is reaching out to that person and not letting maybe a fight or a tiff or the ego or some sort of painful experience get between what you truly, truly, really want to do. Maybe your heart really wants to reach out and forgive, but the pain is so strong and you're saying to yourself, I can't reach out because I'm just going to get sucked back in, right? I feel like you're finding the balance here, but you're ultimately taking action on what's in your highest good here. Maybe this is a passion project that you really love. This could be travel. It could be going towards someone or something. I really like the Knight of Cups showing up here because we need to focus on keeping that heart open and saying yes to what fulfills us. So that's what you should be focusing on, even if it's a little bit difficult. So for example, perhaps one of your goals or your intentions or resolutions is to get healthy. And maybe that begins with eating healthier foods, right? We need to take action, and it's going to start feeling good, right? It's the energy behind it, yes, is mental a little bit. We need to get into that mental mindset, but emotionally, you're going to start feeling that by eating healthier, your body is going to start feeling healthier. And so there's a feeling that backs this up as well. All right, most important lesson for you at this time, 10 of Swords, to release any sort of betrayal, okay? To release hurt, to release some sort of an ending if you're still hanging on to this death energy or that tower, right? There could have been something that maybe even subconsciously, and you may be saying, well, Melissa, if it's subconscious, how do I even know I'm hanging on to it? Well, when you think of any tension in your life, when it comes to a person, a place, a habit, if there's tension or resistance, dig into it a little bit further, because there could be something that may feel at times like it's blocking the energy. And this is about endings bringing in new beginnings. If you're still stuck in that ending phase and bringing in a new beginning, we see it happening here sooner rather than later with the Ace of Wands. This could be a new beginning that comes in quite quick, but it could be at times that we're still focused on the past, that even if this new beginning smacks us straight in the face, we tend to either avoid it, say no to it, or just not comprehend that it is a new beginning, right? So 10 of Swords, the biggest lesson at this time is for you to work on releasing something that may have been difficult, okay? For some of you as well, this is recovering, it's denial. There is some sort of truth, getting honest with self here as well. And lastly, the overall energy, where you're headed, you have the strength. When you have the strength on your side, Aries, there's nothing you cannot do. Okay, the strength is Leo energy. And a lot of you, you've had to fight some demons. You've had to go through the thick of the thorns, right? you've had to tame the beast within, that beast at times that wants to lash out, that beast that can be very primal, that wants to eat everything in sight, right? Or that wants to indulge in pleasurable things. This is about you finding balance and finding trust and finding patience within yourself, okay? Because this can be a long time. It takes a long time to work on a sense of self-control, right? It takes a long time to get back to a place where we feel like we have what it takes to go the distance, have a new beginning, say yes to new opportunities, to open our heart up after loss or after things have ended. But with the strength in your corner, I feel like there's nothing that you cannot do and cannot accomplish at this time. That is what I have for you, Aries. I hope it was helpful. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.